think I knew I wanted to become a lawyer in sixth form, actually. Before, I was on the, maybe I should do med. Then the CAPE subjects, I was like, art, I really just like Bible, but I love literature, I liked law, I liked history. And so when we had in sixth form the University of the West Indies coming around to visit us and encourage us to join a faculty, law was the most lucrative. And I enjoyed debate and speech and drama. So I said, okay, maybe I should do law. I think what I enjoyed though about the experience at Norman Manley is the familial setting in which all of us became involved. So you didn't just have students from the University of the West Indies, you had students from UTech, you had students from overseas campuses who joined the Norman Manley Law School. And those bonds that we have made, I think today, have made that experience to me quite worthwhile. The persons that influenced me the most while at Norman Manley would have to be one, Miss Dorcas White. Miss White was quite the mentor, and some of the little quotes Miss White would give us. I know a famous one most past students would remember is banish self-doubt and flourish. And it became our motto. And there's another one that I remember writing down, and I found it, as I said, when I looked in my notebook, which was, if people are talking, it means you're winning. And she especially gave me that quote because I was one of those very active students at school. As I said, I was class president, and I was also first year representative. And she said, you know, one of the things I want you to remember, ignore the naysayers and keep doing what you are doing, because obviously you're doing something right. Miss Carol Anna, our principal as well, is another motivator. And in anything, she always reminded us, no pressure. So that was another hashtag we used. In anything, remember, when we're going on competitions, no pressure. So one of my most memorable experiences at Norman Manley was not a classroom memory, but it was Sports Day 2015. Sports Day 2015, we had a cheerleading competition, and we had to work at least 5 times as hard, at least 2 weeks before the event, to make sure all was on point for the event. And one of my members of my team, I was in Vassian, which is Purple House, we were practicing on the field beside the faculty. And one of those nights when you're exhausted, and when we did one of the throwing up of the young ladies, she came down, but she didn't break anything. But yeah, that was quite a moment. What you learned at Norman Manley about preparation, being on time, meeting deadlines, and in your working life now, you realize those are the same skills that you have to utilize daily. Preparation, timeliness, and learning to work with people. Because at Norman Manley, we got lots of group assignments or group work. And in practice, you have a lot of that to do as well. The life skills we learned here have helped me with my job. One, balance. We had to be juggling assignments. So if you're a student like me who was very active, you had to juggle extracurricular and schoolwork. Same way in practice now in my job. I'm sometimes called to go to court a day before and have to be reading the brief the hours before to go to court. So time management is key. Advocacy, we have the, I would say, world-class advocacy program at the Norman Manley Law School. And that means that when you stand up as an advocate in court, you are well prepared to engage a tribunal and speak to a tribunal. Preparation, preparation, preparation was key. That was taught to me here, and it is something that I still use today. To be a successful Norman Manley Law School student, what would you need? One, time management is key. It's a struggle, but you have to balance your time. Some persons work who come to school, some persons are in full-time school but do other things on the side. So you have to balance your personal life versus your professional life versus your school life. And apart from being time management juggler, as I would call that person, you also have to have that desire to complete. Some persons, when the going gets tough, want to throw their hands in the air and say, this is not for me. But remember why you started. And Norman Manley, as we should know, is the end of the road, literally. You'd have completed a degree, a law degree, which would take 3 or sometimes 4 years for some persons. And so when you look at it, you're like, oh, it's just 2 years. It's just 2 years, yes, but it's a lot of work. So you have to have the discipline and the willingness to go on and be open to learn new things. The Norman Manley Law School stands as the touchstone for all other legal education institutions in the Commonwealth Caribbean. One thing I will say is we boast quite the robust advocacy program at the Norman Manley Law School. I remember as recent as when I did my in-service in St. Lucia, for example, the lawyers there were commenting that one of their own did not go to the other law school but went to the Norman Manley Law School, and he is regarded currently as the best advocate in an island. So if that is the case, it means Norman Manley and the robust advocacy program we have at this institution is par excellence and second to none.